present Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler in The Men from the Ministry, a weekly tribute to that great army of public servants who, if laid end to end, would get through only slightly less work than they do at the moment. To ministry executives, a vital part of daily life is the maintenance of their equipment in good order and always ready for use.
Mildred, pass me those paper clips, will you? I like to have some ready straightened out in case I need to clean my fingernails in a hurry.
It's all go for you, isn't it, Mr. Lamb? If you're not lining up your pencils, you're crumbling biscuits into the inkwell.
Well, I like to be involved, Mildred. Do you know I was up half last night with a file?
Oh, you didn't get your head stuck through the bars of your bed again.
Yes, no. Not that sort of file. This one. The airport noise problem.
Oh, that.
I decided someone had to do something. Mr. Lennox Brown just stuck the whole thing on a spike.
Yeah, I think he was planning to sit on it.
Exactly. So I got all the papers home, poured myself a large cup of cocoa, and plunged right into it.
Oh, you never rest, Mr. Lamb, except in the office.
And here's the result, Mildred. 15 closely typed pages, 63 suggestions for cutting down noise at London Airport.
Oh, well, let's have a look. Oh, yeah. All pilots and air hostesses to wear carpet flippers.
Yes, all flight announcements to be made in sign language. Rubber knives and forks for meals.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, it's the planes that make most of the noise, isn't it, when they're taking off?
Ah, I've covered that. If we could make them switch off their engines, there should be a tremendous drop.
Oh, I don't know. I've got a feeling there's something odd creeping in here.
Morning, too, Mildred.
Ah, yes, it's Mr. Lennox Brown. Morning, Ron.
Morning, sir. Mr. Lamb's just been making some unusual suggestions.
Has he? Well, off you go, Mildred. Nice pot of tea. Nice pot of tea.
Sir.
I was at it all last night, Ron. Would you like the details?
Well, I don't know, too.
It's all in this file, my scheme for cutting out noise at the airport.
Oh, the airport thing. Ah, yes, the airport, yes. Well, actually, I have had an idea about that, too. I was lying in the bath last night, just toying with my loofah, and suddenly it struck me.
I spent hours and hours on my scheme. Graphs, charts, detailed breakdown.
Yes, it's a tricky problem, but I've got the answer. Do you know what we'll do?
15 closely typed pages.
15 words. That sums up my plan. Pass the whole thing back to the Ministry of Technology and say we're too busy. Brilliant.
Pass it back? You can't do that. What am I going to do with all these notes of mine?
Oh, I'll tell you what to do, too. Tear them in half, shuffle them together, make a little hole in one corner and loop a bit of string through it.
Eh?
You can use the backs as a scribbling pad.
Well, really?
I must be off. I'm addressing the house this afternoon, you know.
Addressing the house?
Got to screw some plastic numbers on the garden gate. Our postman's been complaining.
Here we are. Lovely cuppers.
Ah, tea. Ah, I knew I came into the office for something. Good girl. Oh, it's not as strong as usual.
That was the hot water jug, sir.
Oh, well, never mind. Well, cheerio, too. See you tomorrow. No slacking, man.
Stayed a bit longer than usual today.
Do you know what he just did? He trampled on all my aspirations.
Oh, dear. Still, he never did like them tropical plants in the office.
Well, that settles it. For too long I've been a shrinking violet in the great window box of life. I'll resign. That's what I'll do.
Oh, not again.
Yes, again. Only this time I mean it. Sit down, Mildred. I want you to take down my letter of resignation to the permanent Under-Secretary.
Oh, all right.
Now then, how shall I begin?
Dear Sir Gregory Pitkin.
Dear Sir Gregory Pitkin.
I'm sick and tired of the lack of appreciation shown to my efforts in this office.
I am sick and tired of the lack of appreciation shown to my efforts in this office. And furthermore, my years of devoted service seem to count for nothing.
Yeah, that's right, Bernard. His resignation. I typed it out for him. He signed it and sort of clasped his head. Then he put it in his out tray. No, not his head, the letter. Huh? No, of course he won't send it. He never does. He'll do exactly the same as always. He'll come back after lunch and he'll sort of hum and ha, and then he'll whistle for a bit, and then he'll say, I think I'll give him another chance. Oh, it makes you sick, it really does. Whoops, here he is. Try for now, Bernard.
You know, Mildred, I think I'll give them another chance.
Why?
I mean, it wouldn't be fair to leave them in the lurch. They'd be hard put to find another civil servant like me.
That's very true, Mr. Lamb. Who else could play Rule Britannia on 14 half-filled teacups?
Exactly. Where's that letter of resignation? I'll tear it up.
It's in your out tray where you left it.
No, it isn't.
Isn't it? Oh, well, that means the postboy's been up and collected it for delivery. So there's nothing to... Blimey!
Mildred, why didn't you stop it? You know I never mean it.
Well, he must have come when I slipped out of the office for a minute.
You left the office empty? Why?
Well, Mum forgot to dilute me lemon juice. I nipped out to get some water from the typing pool.
My letter, it's on its way to the permanent undersecretary. Think of all those things I said in it.
Oh, yeah. That bit about not being mentally equipped for a post in the civil service. And that was him.
Oh, dear. Still, I'm sure he won't accept my resignation. You'll see. He'll call me into his office and try and talk me out of it. That's what he'll do.
Oh, come in, Lamb. Come in. Sit down.
Yes, Secretary. About my resignation.
Ah, yes. Got your letter here. You say you want to leave on the 28th. Now, I wonder if I could persuade you to change your mind.
Oh, yes, please do.
I'd like you to leave on the 21st.
About that letter, how can I put it? I went a bit further than I meant to.
So I noticed. I see you describe me as a red-faced buffoon. Yes. Yes, and what's this word in front of it?
Let me see. Kindly. That is kindly.
Looks more like kinky to me.
Well, it's Mildred's typing. It's gone all to pieces since she changed her hand cream.
Really? Well, I must say I admire your courage going out into the cut and thrust of the commercial world. Dog eat dog and devil take the hindmost. Right?
Perhaps I should reconsider...
Tossing away security, comfort, a job where you couldn't be sacked.
I couldn't?
No, quite impossible. I've been into it thoroughly, many times. And then there's your pension. My Jove, it took guts to throw that away. I mean, another 2 weeks, and you'd have qualified for the full rate, £12 a week.
What is that?
As it is, 7 and 4 pence. Well, I suppose you couldn't wait another minute to get out there and pit your wits against the best of them, what?
Would you believe me if I told you that letter was a brilliant forgery?
No.
Oh. A rather bad forgery?
No. I've had the signature verified by handwriting experts. Besides, your fingerprints are all over it.
But I have these blackouts, you see. Couldn't I just tear it up?
You do no good. It's only a photostatic copy. I'm having the original framed.
I think you're glad I'm leaving.
Oh, it's nonsense, Rabbi. I shall be sorry to see you go. Get your desk cleared by the 21st. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh,
Excuse me, Mr. Lamb. I know you're emptying your desk to leave today, and, well, I couldn't let this moment go by without coming in and saying what's in my heart.
Oh, Mildred.
What I mean is... Can I have your typewriter cover? It's better than mine, please.
Is that all?
Well, now you mention it, I wouldn't mind your calendar. And your house the Parliament waste paper bin. And that ashtray.
Don't you care that I'm leaving forever?
Of course I do. In fact, I've been round collecting for this little gift.
For me?
That's right. We all chipped in. You've often said you'd like a solid gold cigarette case.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
So when you get one, here's 5 fags to go in it.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Yes, it's a sad day, too. I never thought the going would be so hard.
You look quite upset.
Yes, didn't suit him at all. Came in fourth, you know. Eden's favourite as well.
Well, there is something else happening today, Ron. It's the 21st.
Yes, I know what's happening today, too. It's all down in my desk diary. Yes, now let's see. 21st. Water geranium. Return library book. Lamb leaving. Order paper clips.
That's the one. Me. I'm leaving. Isn't there something you want to say to me?
Huh? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm glad you reminded me, too. Yes. That 2 bob you borrowed for lunch last week. As you're leaving, you will remember to post it, won't you? And don't forget to dust your desk.
The new man arrives tomorrow, Mr. Gimlet.
I can't bear it. Someone else and he'll sit in my chair.
Oh, perhaps he will, too. But he won't swivel round and round and make himself dizzy just for the fun of it. Now then, Mildred, what's all that you're holding there?
Well, it's just Mr. Lamb's leaving. He said I could have it, sir.
Yes, well, I suppose it's goodbye then.
Oh, come, Mildred. I rather wanted that waste bin myself. You know what a lot of rubbish I produce?
Well, I'm off now, so this is it.
In that case, can I have his blotting pad?
Yes, all right. But his pencil sharpener is mine. I've always wanted 2 pencil sharpeners.
You won't be seeing me again.
Yes, that's it. And you can have his notepad, Mildred.
Well, really. Vultures.
That's about the lot, I think. There isn't anything you want to take with you, is there, too? 2? Yeah. Well, I'm blessed he's gone. And without even saying goodbye.
I suppose he isn't interested in the old General Assistance Department anymore. He'd be all excited about his fancy new job, whatever it is.
I shan't accept less than 10,000 a year. I want 2 cars, a liberal expense account, a large sunny office with a balcony, and 2 secretaries. Is that clear?
You over there, the one talking to yourself, wake up. This is a labour exchange, not a doss house.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you're next. Room number 2.
Yes, thanks.
Come in.
I'm next, Richard Lamb.
Ah, yes. Well, do sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. This chair's rather hard.
What sort of position are you after, Mr. Lamb?
I thought I'd sort of cross my legs and sit sideways.
Yes, quite. Now then, you've been a civil servant, haven't you?
How did you know?
That cup of tea you're carrying.
Oh, yes, it's from the cafe across the road. Well, about this job, I shan't accept less than 10,000 a year, a car, a liberal expense account, 2 sunny secretaries with large balconies.
I see. An executive position. You'll need a very good character reference.
Well, there is this.
Ah, yes. You are honest, hard-working, and make friends easily, and you weigh 11 stone, 6 pounds. Is that all?
Well, I've been on a diet.
Vacancy here for an executive manager in a small arms factory. What do you think?
A small arms factory? You mean they supply parts for dolls?
No, that's no use. They require somebody with a BA. Incidentally, what qualifications have you got?
Well, none, actually. Apart from my DSc.
Doctor of Science?
No, diploma for stamp collecting.
I'm afraid, Mr... Ah, now just a moment.
Yes?
Now this might suit you.
Okay.
A rather nice job in an office. Long holidays with pay, complete security, staff canteen, friendly atmosphere.
Marvellous. Where is it?
Now, let me see. General Assistance Department, Whitehall. Here, it's been filled. Last week. There's a young man starting there this morning.
Oh, my word. It seems to me the General Assistance Department is due for a few changes.
You've only been here 2 hours, Mr. Gimlet.
This filing system is a disgrace. Why are all these miscellaneous files under C? I mean, what does the C stand for?
Can't be bothered.
Oh, that's typical. And these packets under T?
They're packets of tea.
Oh, this is an office, not a canteen, Miss Murphin. And this desk, you see, I can write my name in the dust.
Oh, isn't education wonderful?
Oh, I don't know. Just look at your clock. It's incredible.
There, there's no need to be personal.
It's nearly 11 and Mr. Lennox Green isn't in yet.
He's brown, actually.
As long as he does his job, his colour makes no difference to me.
Morning, Mildred.
Morning, sir.
Morning, too. Oh, no, it isn't 2, is it?
No, it's 11 precisely, sir.
Well, I know. Yes, I thought I'd get in a bit early to welcome you. Gimlet, isn't it?
Yes, sir, and I've got a complaint.
Oh, dear. I must say you do look a bit seedy.
This desk of mine, the drawers are crammed with rubbish. I had to throw the lot out.
Well, that's my desk, actually.
Oh? Then why was it full of golf balls and jigsaw puzzles?
Yeah? Oh, well, why was it full of golf balls and jigsaw puzzles, Mildred?
Well, because there was no more room in the safe.
That's it. There was no more room in the safe.
Yes, well, busy. I'll just hang up your coat, sir.
Yeah, steady on. I'd like to take it off first, Gimlet. I think we ought to have those windows shut.
I wouldn't advise it, sir. Fresh air, oxygen to the brain.
But what about the drafts?
He threw them away as well, along with the jigsaw.
Personally, I'm a great believer in fresh air. I take a 5-mile run before breakfast and think nothing of it.
I don't think much of it either, no.
Anyway, to work. Busy. You've got quite a bit to get through today, sir.
I have?
Yes. You won't believe it, but several other departments were handling work that we should be doing. I got it all back, of course.
You what? Now, look here, Gimlet. I'm in charge of this office, and I'm not going to be browbeat.
No, sir?
No. Am I? No, certainly not. There's only one person who can give me orders.
Yes, sir. Uncle Gregory.
Exactly, Uncle Gregory. So just you bear in mind Uncle Gregory? Sir Uncle Gregory?
That's him.
Oh, he's your uncle, is he? Yes, well, I didn't realize it. Open another window, Mildred.
Yes. That's the ticket.
Yes. Well, of course, I mean, you'll be wondering why I was a few minutes late this morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, well, now, the 8:30 was behind schedule, you say?
No, it wasn't. I checked with the railways.
Did you? Oh, how thoughtful. Yes. No, of course, that was yesterday, yes. Now, Mildred, what was it today?
Was it the fire on the Underground?
Of course, yes, that was it.
No, it wasn't. There wasn't a fire on the Underground, I checked.
Yeah.
Then, I'm sure you intend to work a couple of hours extra this evening, sir.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yes, your uncle, you say?
Yes, well, I'll just whip round the departments and see if they've any more work to spare.
Oh, I think I need a cup of tea, Mildred.
You can't have one, sir. He threw the kettle out.
Oh, the man's a lunatic. Oh, dear. Oh, I wish we'd persuaded Lamb to stay.
Yeah, still he's gone for good. He's out there somewhere, making his way to the top.
You're the new man. What's your name?
Richard Lamb.
You're on the way up.
Yes.
Well, take me to the 4th floor and don't rock the lift.
Right.
You've been a lift man before.
No, sir.
Don't you find all those buttons confusing?
Well, I did when I first put on the uniform, but they fastened all right now.
Good. We like our staff to be happy. In fact, we insist on it. Come on now. Let's have a nice big smile.
Yes, sir.
Wider.
Yes.
Wider. We like our staff to have bigger smiles than our competitors. No problems, I trust?
Well, I did jam the chairman's hand in the gate yesterday.
Well, nothing to laugh about. Wipe that silly smile off your face.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Standing there smirking and grinning like a demented schoolboy. You're clenching your fist. Why are you clenching your fist?
I have to, sir. It's round the handle that stops the lift.
Don't lie to me. Just because I'm smaller than you think you can lie to me. Why aren't you smiling?
It's 4th floor, sir.
Don't answer me back. Wider, man. Wider. Not your mouth and lift gates. You can't get through.
Sorry, sir.
Now, and don't you forget what I just told you about the parcel.
The parcel? What parcel?
You see, you've forgotten already. Just because I'm smaller than you don't listen to me. The parcel.
The parcel?
The good man. Bring it round to my club as soon as it comes. The Spartaneum. I shall be there all afternoon.
Oh, dear. I wish I'd never left the dear old ministry.
Oh, dear. I wish Lamb had never left the ministry. This fellow Gimlet's driving me round the bend. Amongst other obsessions, he's mad about punctuality.
Yes.
I got so fed up with him getting in before me in the mornings. Last Wednesday, I stayed the night in the office.
Oh.
He still got in before me. Never know how he did it.
Really, Sir Gregory's nephew, sir?
Yes, I'm afraid so, Mildred. I've checked. Another thing, you know. He times everything I do with a stopwatch. Most embarrassing sometimes.
He times me, too. He's worked out I spend 3 days a year tugging at me roll-on.
Here we are, then. I've managed to scrounge some more work for us, sir. Busy, eh?
Oh, good grief.
Glad to see you weren't so late this morning, LV. 0.15 seconds, actually.
Have you any idea how difficult it is getting from my home to Whitehall by 7:30 in the morning?
Indeed, I have, sir. That's why I've had these detailed maps made.
Maps?
The area between your home and the station. Now, if you leave the house at 0628, run briskly down here, sprint across this field, and then double back down here, you'll easily catch the 640.
You have been a busy little bee, haven't you?
Thank you, sir. Oh, incidentally, I've noticed you approach your chair round the far side of the desk. You'd save 1.3 seconds if you went round this side.
Oh, as much as that?
Yes, I'll show you. I'd like you to clock me, Miss Murphin.
Oh, it'd be a pleasure.
There, you see, I'm sitting down. I say, your chair fits me rather well. Of course, I'd have the telephone over here.
Yes. All right, Gimlet.
Just a moment. Has someone been smoking in the office?
I've been smouldering a bit.
Where's the air freshener? A little squirt will soon get rid of the fumes.
I expect you will, yes. By the way, I've heard a whisper that the men of Agon Fish are overloaded.
You mean we might be able to grab a bit more work off them?
If we hurried.
By Jove.
Well, that got rid of him.
Yes, which gives me a chance to slip away to my club. I'll be at the spot in there if anything crops up.
You mean anything urgent?
No, anything jolly like Giblet breaking his neck. Anything urgent, I can't be reached.
Excuse me, is this the Spartaneum Club?
That's right. Would you mind doing up your raincoat?
Doing up my raincoat? Why is that?
Well, we don't want our members to see the liftman's uniform. They get upset if they see menials hanging round the foyer.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I got a parcel for my managing director, Mr.
Right,
Pettigrew.
well, leave it here and clear off. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Lennox Brownson.
There's no need to be... Lennox Brownson.
Oh, just hang your coat in the cloakroom.
Thank you very much, Plunkett. Yes, thank you. Excuse me, sir. I would... Oh, good Lord. Two.
Yes. Good afternoon, one.
Well, I didn't know you were a member here.
Member? Oh, well, actually, didn't you?
Why, well, you must be doing well, joining an expensive club like this. Well, come on, let's step inside and have a quick drink.
Well, I'm in a bit of a...
Oh, my word. It is grand to see you again. Take your raincoat off.
No, it's rather cool in here.
Oh, well, just as you like, yes. 2 brandies, waiter, please. Now then, my dear chap, how are things going with you?
Oh, up and down. I work for Amalgamated Industries.
Really? Have you got a nice office?
Small, but if I want to get things moving, I've only got to press a button.
Sure, yes, that's power for you, isn't it? Yes. Some sort of advisory capacity, I suppose?
Well, I have stopped the chairman from taking a lot of steps.
Just as I've always said, as one door closes, another door opens.
Exactly. What's the new man like? The chap who's taken my place?
You mean Gimlet?
Yes.
Oh, he's an absolute ball of fire. Very keen. Real worker.
Is he? Oh. Well, I really ought to be getting back.
Oh, there's no hurry, too. No hurry. Amalgamated Industries, eh?
Yes.
Hey, wait a minute. That's your managing director over there, isn't it? Old Pettigrew.
Hey, no, I really ought to be getting back.
No, wait a minute. He's coming over. Oh. Hello there, Pettigrew.
Afternoon, Lennox Brown, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yes, I was just having a chat with one of your fellow directors.
Oh, which one is it? It's difficult to tell while he's holding a fire bucket over his head.
Fire bucket? So he is. Come out, too. Come out. Come on, there's no need to be shy. It's one of your cronies. That's it, take it off. Ah, that's the idea.
Afternoon, Mr. Pettigrew.
Lamb? Lamb, what are you doing here? Why aren't you back working the lift?
The lift?
Yes, well, I had to...
And you're not even smiling. Get out of here. You're somebody. Exactly. Get out.
Oh, I wish I'd seen it, Mr. Lamb. Fancy you squirting him in the eye with a soda siphon.
Something snapped, Mildred. I looked him straight in his dripping face and said, "Go ahead, sack me if you dare," I said. "Go on," I said, "sack me, sack me."
Oh, what happened?
He sacked me.
Oh, my word. There hasn't been so much excitement in the club since the Archbishop dropped those photographs.
Oh, it is nice to see the dear old office again. I wish it was for good.
Yeah, but what about Gimlet? He'll be back from Ag Fish in a minute.
Yes, well, now, I've been thinking about that. Decided perhaps I ought to call Sir Gregory.
It's in here.
Ah, good afternoon, Sir Gregory. Lennox Brown here. It's about young Gimlet.
No use, Lennox Brown. You're stuck with him.
Good, good. I was just going to say what a go-ahead young fellow he is.
Whatever you say, what? You like him? My nephew? It's not possible.
Oh, yes. I mean, he's so ambitious, Sir Gregory. The way he's going on, he'll have my job in a matter of weeks.
Yes, well, the old must make way for the young, Lennox Brown.
And your job in a matter of months.
We must move with the time. What was that?
Well, Gimlet told me he wouldn't rest till he's in your chair. The minister's very impressed with him, I believe.
Oh, yes, I see. Well, of course, I'm not sure we'd be right to hold on to a man of that caliber. There might be more scope for him elsewhere. When a man's got that amount of get up and go...
Each time he got up and went. Oh, yes, I see what you mean, Sir Gregory. Yes. Naturally, of course, we'd be sorry to lose him.
Oh, yes, but we've all got to make sacrifices, Lennox Brown. Put the best man in the best job. Gimlet's a chap who should, go far.
The further the better.
Quite. What sort of job do you think might suit him?
Well, I hear there's a posting in our Bangkok embassy.
Excellent suggestion. I'll put it in hand at once.
One small point, Sir Gregory. Before we can let Gimlet go, we'll have to find a replacement.
Oh, yes, of course. But make sure you get the right type. Someone with no ambition.
Yes, you want someone with no ambition.
No ambition, that's me.
A chap who's not too bright, perhaps.
Not too bright.
Yeah, I'm not too bright one. In fact, I'm pretty dense, even though I say it myself.
Well, I leave it to you, Lennox Brown. Goodbye. Oh, and remember, we want someone who's not too busy.
Goodbye, Sir Gregory. I think I know just the man. Two, you're back.
Oh, thank you, one. Would it be all right if I start off with 4 weeks' leave?
Oh.
Muddling through as the men from the ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, Ronnie Stevens, and David Nettheim. The program was written by Johnnie Mortimer, Brian Cooke, and Edward Taylor, and produced by Edward Taylor.
Time to meet the men from the ministry. We're off for another government gamble with Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, and the men from the ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. In the General Assistance Department, life is no bed of roses, as staff grapple with the nation's problems in conditions that aren't always easy.
It's a blooming disgrace, Mr. Lamb.
I quite agree, Mildred. What is?
The hot water in the girls' washroom, it's just not hot.
Lukewarm?
It may lukewarm, but it's so blooming hot.
Well,
it's just as bad in the men's room, Mildred. You turn on the tap first thing in the morning and the first trickle comes through around 4 o'clock when it's time to go home.
I mean, how's a girl supposed to wash her hair? Or do her smalls?
Well, I've told the permanent under-secretary about the ministry plumbing several times.
And what did Sir Gregory say, sir?
Well, he said there was something wrong with the cistern. I ought to go into it.
And it's not just the washrooms. Look at our carpet. It's got so many holes it looks like lace.
This economic crisis makes problems for all of us, you know.
It certainly does. I asked Sir Gregory for a rise last week.
Oh, really? What did you say?
I didn't quite hear. He threw me downstairs before he actually answered.
You know, it's this decimal currency that started the trouble. Me mum says it's tampering with nature. At least with shillings and 10-bob notes, you knew what it was you hadn't got.
Yes, I agree, Mildred. And what's worse are these metric measurements. I mean, I find meters and milligrams most confusing.
Did you ask for that calculating machine, sir?
Oh, I asked, but they pointed out the ministry was economising. They sent a wire frame with coloured beads on it.
We had an awful time on that last job, Mildred. That was all metric measurements.
Which job was that, sir?
We were supervising plans for the minister's garage and selecting a suitable site.
He's been given a new chauffeur-driven Rolls, you know.
Yeah, they really had to get rid of the old one. The cocktail cabinet didn't open quick enough.
We settled for a site at the back of the ministry. Rather an ugly one, really.
Oh, and talking of ugly sites, Mr. Crawley popped in from the office next door. He wants a word with you.
Ooh, old creepy Crawley. The only man I know who talks through his nose to save wear and tear on his teeth.
Show him in, Mildred.
Yes.
Come in, Mr. Crawley.
Hello, gentlemen. I just thought I'd pop in and ask for your what's-his-name. I'm thinking of leaving the civil service.
Oh, are you really, Mr. Crawley?
Oh, I know I'm an asset. Sir Gregory says I'm the biggest what's-his-name in the place. But, like so many civil servants, I'm discontented. I even bought the Times today to look at the job adverts. Why don't you two do the same?
Couldn't afford it, Mr. Crawley. I always borrow next door's paper.
No, I mean, why don't you think about moving on? Extend your what's-his-name. There's an advert here that might interest you. Look, Mr. Lamb.
Oh, yes. 2 executives urgently required by building construction company.
Oh.
Top salaries to right men.
I'm afraid that our country needs us, you see. I mean, we couldn't entertain the idea of leaving the civil service.
Why not, Mr. Lennox Brown? I mean, look at the hours we have to work.
Oh, 11 to 4 isn't all that bad. And there's the question of duty and loyalty and luncheon vouchers.
Yes, but you're always being bullied by Sir Gregory.
Oh, he's not such a bad old stick. I think he's mellowing, you know.
He hasn't tried to jam my fingers in the lift gates for 2 or 3 days.
I'm beginning to wonder if he hasn't got a sort of a soft spot for us.
Aha, there you are.
Oh, hello, Sir Softy.
Be quiet, Lennox Brown. Stop that incessant chatter. Now listen to me, you pair of incompetent bunglers.
You mean us, Sir Gregory?
Of course I mean you, Lamb. I gave you and Lennox Brown the simple task of supervising plans for the minister's garage, yes?
Well, the work was carried out, sir.
And now you'll be carried out on a stretcher, Lennox Brown, when I've finished with you. You obviously don't understand metric measurements, do you?
How did you guess, sir?
I guessed, Lamb, because the garage you've had constructed is 4 foot wide and 50 feet high.
Yes, that doesn't sound quite right, I admit.
Well, the minister's furious. A building 4 foot wide and 50 feet high, what could such a thing be used for?
Forcing rhubarb?
Oh. Just let me get away from you both.
Well, he really gave you a what's-his-name and no mistake.
Yes, and I felt like giving him a what's-his-name. Right in his what's-his-name.
Well, I don't know why we put up with that loud-mouthed tyrant for so long. I've had enough.
Me too. Mr. Crawley, where's that advert you showed us?
Here you are, Mr. Lamb.
Here, you're not really thinking of leaving, are you, sir? On account of Sir Gregory shouting? Oh, that's just his way of saying he likes you.
Well, I'm sorry, Mildred, but we've stood enough.
There's a number here. We'll ring and fix an appointment for Monday morning.
Good morning, young lady. My name's Lennox Brown, and this is my colleague here. See, this is Mr. Lamb.
How do you do?
We have an appointment with your managing director.
Well, please take a seat in the reception area. Mr. Manners will see you in a moment.
Thank you very much. My word, this place is smarter than the ministry, isn't it?
Oil paintings on the walls. All we've got on our walls are the fire regulations.
Oh, and that notice that says gas masks must be carried at all times.
Do you know, I'd enjoy being executive here. Marble top desk, 8 telephones.
Yes, hot and cold running secretaries.
Elegant lunches in the executive dining room.
Much better than skate burger in the canteen. I wonder if they work weekends here.
Oh, I shouldn't think so, too. These business types are always out on the golf course.
My landlady's little nephew comes round on Sundays, and I help him play with his bricks.
Ah, yes. Now, you're waiting for Mr. Manners, aren't you?
That's right.
The other day, we built a 15-story block of flats before tea.
Oh, I'll go and see if Mr. Manners is ready for you.
Ah, thank you. How kind.
Enter.
There are 2 applicants here, Mr. Manners. They're the civil servants who rang last week.
Oh, well, thank heaven someone answered our ad. And what are they like?
Well, they're not very impressive to look at. And one of them hung his hat and umbrella on our piece of abstract sculpture.
Well, as no one else has turned up, I suppose I'd better see them.
And appearances may be misleading. I heard one of them say he'd put up a 15-story block of flats before tea.
Really? Oh, they must be a couple of whiz kids. Show them in, Fiona.
Yes. Come this way, please, gentlemen. This is Mr. Lennox Brown and Mr. Lamb.
How do you do, gentlemen? Do come in and be seated.
Thank you.
Now, I'm looking for 2 executives who are really on the ball, with a keen, lively intelligence.
Well, I'm quite intelligent. I've done lots of jigsaws and some very tricky crossword puzzles.
I'm looking for someone who's intelligent during office hours.
This was during office hours.
My colleague loves to joke, Mr. Manners. We find humour lightens the workload, you know. Ha, 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 ha.
Quite. Now, you've had recent experience of building construction, I hear.
Oh, yes.
What about the matter of references?
Oh, yes. We would like to know a little more about you, Mr. Manners, before we take the job.
I haven't actually offered you a job yet, but, well, as I haven't seen any better applicants, I'm prepared to take you both on.
Oh, that's kind of
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Now, there's the question of your emoluments.
Oh, my doctor says they shouldn't give me any more trouble.
Salary, too.
Oh,
salary.
What would you say to £10,000?
What?
Pardon?
Oh, well, I dare say I could just push it up to, shall we say, 15,000?
You mean each?
Oh, my word, you do drive a hard bargain. Let's say 20,000 per annum, then, and that's the limit. Until next April.
£20,000? Yes, I think we could manage on that.
Does that include luncheon vouchers?
Very droll, Mr. Lamb. You can start here as soon as the ministry can spare you, gentlemen.
Sir Gregory's in for a shock, losing 2 top men.
Jolly well serves him right. He never appreciated us.
True.
Come.
Oh, good morning, Sir Gregory. My junior colleague and I have something to tell you, sir.
We're leaving the ministry, Sir Gregory.
We are here, sir, to hand in our resignations.
Resignations? Leaving? For good? I can't believe it. Is it true?
I said he'd be sorry.
This is wonderful news. Wonderful.
Well, we'll put it in writing later today, sir.
Oh, no, my dear fellow, put it in writing now. Here's some paper, my dear chap, and please borrow my pen.
Oh, thank you.
Just sign there. And you too, Lamb. Quick now, before you change your minds. No, don't sit down, Lennox Brown. I'm sure you're in a hurry to go. Let me open the door for you.
We realise, Sir Gregory, that the ministry will require a month's notice.
Normally, yes, but in your case, I'm sure we can make an exception. Let's compromise, eh?
Good idea, sir. 3 weeks notice, then?
No. Let's say, 5 minutes?
Well, thank you, Sir Gregory.
Now, I mustn't detain you. I realise you both want to get away quickly. I'll call you a taxi. No, better still, I'll call 2 taxis in case one doesn't turn up.
Thank you, Sir Gregory.
No, my dear fellow, don't waste time chatting with me. Be off and pack up your things.
Oh, well, goodbye then, Sir Gregory.
Yes, and don't think it hasn't been fun, because it hasn't.
They've gone. They've gone. Who says dreams don't come true? Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day.
So exciting you got this job, but I'm going to miss you both.
Oh, we'll miss you, Mildred, but I'm going to leave you this coffee mug. I'm sorry it's cracked.
Oh, never mind, sir. Whenever I see it, I'll think of you.
Thank you.
I've cleared out my desk, Mildred. I leave the rest for my successor.
Oh, well, I dare say you'd be glad of 2 toffees and a jar of meat paste. Here, how did Sir Gregory take it, sir, when you told him you were going?
You'll hardly believe this, Mildred, but in a curious way, I felt he was almost pleased.
Well, he'll soon change his tune. When you're actually gone, he'll regret it. He'll be sorry, you mark my words.
Happy days are here again. I won't see those 2 twits again. Tra la 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 la.
There you are, Pitkin.
Oh, Lord Stilton, do come in, sir.
I am in.
Oh, yes, sir, yes.
And what the devil's the matter with you, huh? Singing and dancing round your desk,
Well,
huh? You've not been at the medicinal brandy again, have you?
Oh, certainly not, Lord Stilton.
I've just come from a meeting with the PM.
Yes.
He's very worried about the number of civil servants who are leaving the service. Before long, we could actually be understaffed.
Understaffed, sir?
Understaffed. At the present rate, we'll soon be down to only 2 men for every 1 job.
Lord.
And the Department of Health are 100 below strength, and the staff they've got are always off sick.
Well, it's extraordinary, sir, especially in view of this new pay rise.
It takes more than money to keep staff these days.
Yes.
We're going to have to compete with the perks that are offered in private industry. Now, have you any ideas?
Well, what about providing free dental treatment? Possibly even free haircuts. I mean, the canteen must have a spare pudding basin.
Free dental treatment, yes.
Yeah, and there's space downstairs for an indoor swimming pool.
Excellent.
Perhaps even sauna baths for the young ladies on the staff, plus a few senior executives like myself.
I think we should have a pool, sauna baths, and free dental treatment.
Yes, sir.
Now then, I want you to put all these ideas of mine in hand at once.
Yes, sir.
And another thing, Pitkin. When staff leave, I always blame the head of department.
You do, sir?
No, certainly I do. 2 men under Sir Jason Burke resigned, so I'm having Burke transferred to archives at Ballymucky.
Ballymucky? In the Hebrides?
The Outer Hebrides, yes. So let's not hear that you've lost any staff. Good day to you, Pitkin.
By thunder, thank heavens I didn't tell him about Lennox, Brown and Lamb. I must get them back at once. If Lord Stilton finds they've left, he'll cut off my privileges.
General Assistance Department, Mildred Muffin, to whom you are in communication with.
Miss Muffin, I have to contact Lennox, Brown and Lamb.
Oh, well, I'm having lunch with them next week. Shall I give them a message?
No, I'd better get in touch with them direct. Now, just give me their new address.
Well, Van, our first day in private industry. Isn't it exciting?
Say, 10:45. Dare say some secretary will arrive shortly with our Livenses.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Mr. Banners, how very nice to see you, something.
I came in earlier, but you weren't here.
No, we've only just arrived.
Indeed.
My colleague means we've only just got back, sir, from looking round your building. We were in rather early, actually.
Well, there's no need to start too early, gentlemen. As long as you're here by 7:30.
7:30?
Oh, you think we're rather slack? Oh, well, we don't like to drive staff too hard. You can slip away any time after 8 in the evening.
I'm afraid I'll have to. My landlady locks the front door at 9.
And now then, gentlemen, I have a little task for you.
Oh, yes, Sir Gregory. Yes, Mr. Banners.
The company has to erect a semi-permanent building on Clapham Common for the annual police exhibition and display.
A police exhibition?
The PM will be there, and top brass from all over Europe.
And how are we to help, Mr. Manners?
Well, our firm here have a new process for putting up these structures, and I'd like you both to supervise the final plans and specifications.
Oh, and will the measurements be metric?
Oh, yes, so there's no need to worry. If you're in any difficulty with the calculations, just treble the square root of the constant factor and divide each multiple by the radius cubed.
Yes, naturally.
Yes, well, I'll leave you to get on with it, and, no slip-ups.
What was all that about dividing the squares and taking roots from the radiator?
You deal with that, too. But mind how you go now. We don't want a building 50 foot high and 4 feet wide like the minister's garage.
We certainly don't.
Well, isn't this nice? All together again. And what a posh restaurant.
Yes. Now, what would you like for lunch, Mildred?
I think I'll try the poulet à la Ferrari. Yeah, what is it anyway?
I think it's a chicken run over by a sports car.
Well, how have things been at the ministry since we left?
Oh, lots of changes, sir. They built a swimming pool down the basement.
Oh?
Yeah, there's also a hairdressing and beauty salon for staff who want to look pretty. And there's one for the girls as well. And there's indoor bowling, all sorts of new futilities.
Well, aren't you lucky?
Still, I bet you got the same at Beaver and Profit.
Well, we had, Mildred, but not any longer.
All our facilities were withdrawn last week.
Oh?
Because of the economic crisis.
And our swimming pool's been filled in, and we've lost our sauna baths and gym.
Ah.
Yes, instead an ex-army drill sergeant makes us run round the block at 8 every morning.
Shame. I bet you're sorry you went.
Oh, no, Mildred. There's the money, you see. We're getting 10 times our ministry salary.
Oh, yeah. Talking of lollies, sir, we made a collection for you both. Oh. You know, a farewell present as a token of our esteem.
My word, Mildred, how very touching.
Yes, I'm touched as well.
Well, we were going to buy something glamorous, but then I thought you'd sooner have the cash. Besides, these days there's not much you can get for 43 pence, is there? Here you are, sir.
Oh, thank you, Mildred.
By the way, Sir Gregory was trying to get in touch with you both.
Yes, he's asked us to go to his club for a drink tonight.
I wonder what he wants.
Excuse me, Sir Gregory.
Yes, steward.
Your wife's on the phone, sir. Will you take the call?
Well, how the devil did she know I was at my club? Are you sure it's my wife? What was said exactly?
Well, since you ask, sir, the lady said, is the lying old pig there?
That's my wife. That is my wife. Steward, I'm expecting 2 gentlemen. Keep an eye open for them, will you, while I take the call? I'll use this phone, shall I?
Oh, yes, certainly, sir.
Hello, my dear. How nice to hear from you. No, I'm afraid I'll be late tonight. I've got to persuade 2 of my staff to come back to the ministry. Lord Stilton's put me in a spot. But if he finds out they've left, we'll be transferred to Ballymucky. And you wouldn't like that, would you? Huh? Oh, watch the language, please. The operator might hear. Oh, I must go. They've just come in. Goodbye, my dear. Ah, Lennox Brown. Lamb, how wonderful to see you both again. Take a seat, gentlemen, take a seat.
Well, you wanted to see us, sir?
Always a pleasure to see you, Lennox Brown, but I do have something special to say. Oh. I'd like you both to return to the ministry. Come back to the civil service.
You want us to come back, sir?
We can't do without you. Call me a sentimental old fool, if you like.
You're a sentimental old fool.
My word, Lamb, you haven't lost your sense of humour, have you, my dear fellow? It's one of the things we miss most.
Well, we don't want to come back, Sir Gregory, and we don't like you shouting and bullying us every 10 minutes. You're just a tyrant, see? Oh, my word, yes.
Oh, surely not, my dear chap.
Yes, you are, a bullying, loud-mouthed old devil.
Well, we're none of us perfect, my dear Lamb. Have a cigar. No, take 2 or 3. Come on,
Mind you, we never let your ranting and roaring get us down.
We certainly didn't. Every time you left the office, we called you rude names behind your back.
Names we better not repeat in public.
Oh, and we blew raspberries at you.
Yes.
My goodness, what fun. Yes. Well, we need that kind of spirit of the ministry. Now, won't you consider coming back?
No.
Please.
No.
I beg you.
No.
For my sake.
No. And get up off your knees, man. You look even more horrible than standing up.
My colleague and I wouldn't consider returning for 1 second.
We're getting top salaries now, you know. I've got a front lamp and a rear lamp on my bike.
Well, my dear fellows, I'm not offended by our cosy little chat. I shan't take this as a final refusal.
Pity.
Now, believe me, the offer to return to Whitehall remains open, as does my door any time you're passing. Drop in any time, any day, and join me in a glass of sherry, what?
Wasn't Sir Gregory strange last night?
Yes, quite embarrassing the way he ran along behind our taxi waving goodbye with his hanky.
There, we can forget him. It's a different world here.
That building of ours should be up by now.
Oh, he's bound to be. The exhibition opens this afternoon.
Now, you're sure you checked all the figures?
Absolutely. I even used a calculating machine.
Ah, well done, too.
The men on the site seem impressed. The foreman rang to say he'd never seen plans like them.
Well, Mr. Manners should be very pleased with us.
Now then, you two.
Oh, hello, Mr. Manners.
Oh, how nice to see you, son.
I've just had a phone call from the police at Clapham Common.
Ah, yes. No doubt they're amazed at their exhibition building.
Amazed? They're speechless. They arrived to find they're required to give their display in a building 2 miles wide and 3 feet high.
It's these confusing metric figures, you see.
You're both sacked. Fired. Get out!
Does that mean you don't want us anymore?
No. Look here, Mr. Manners. We've made worse mistakes than this at the Ministry, and no one ever fired us there.
You've made this firm a laughingstock. Can you imagine what sort of exhibition the police will put on in a building 3 feet high?
And now the rest of the news. The annual police display on Clapham Common started today in unusual conditions. The organisers were surprised to find the exhibition building only 3 feet high, but agreed to go ahead with certain amendments. Alsatians were withdrawn from the police dog demonstration, and fleeing villains were instead brought down by Pekingese. In the gymnastics section, the high jump became the low jump, and flying squad routines were carried out by a crawling squad. VIP guests toured the exhibition on their hands and knees. Afterwards, the Prime Minister described the building as a triumph of British ingenuity. The reduced height showed that we could economise on building materials and still hold our heads low.
Oh, switch it off, too. I can't take any more of it.
Well, that's the end of that job one. Thank heavens we can go back to the Ministry.
Sir Gregory said our jobs are always there for us. He'll welcome us with open arms.
Lord Stilton, do come in, sir. Oh, you look a trifle worried.
I'm very worried, Pitkin. This staff problem is getting out of hand.
Oh, come, sir, since we started these perks, recruitment's increased enormously.
Too enormously, that's the trouble. We are now overstaffed. Executives are 12 to an office. They're like battery hens. Except none of them produces anything.
We're overstaffed? Good Lord.
All thanks to these lunatic schemes of yours. Swimming pools, sauna baths. Words got round the place is some sort of holiday camp. Scrap the lot at once, do you hear? And another thing, Pitkin, see that no more office workers are taken on. We've got far too many, do you understand? Far too many.
Stupid old goat. How dare he speak to me like that? And there's no one around I can take it out of.
Hooey, Sir Gregory, it's us.
Back, my dear chap. We're returning to the civil service after all. So get out the sherry bottle.
I don't believe it. You boneheaded idle layabouts. If I never saw you again, it would be too soon.
Oh, stop teasing, Sir Gregory. We've left that firm. We want to work here again.
If everyone in the world applied for a job in this ministry, you'd both be last in line. Anyway, there are no jobs, no executive vacancies. None, none, none.
You must find us something.
Yes, just give us a chance to shine, sir, and we'll shine.
We have to eat, Sir Gregory.
I don't agree. However, on second thoughts, I might find an opening for you.
It's nice to have you both back at the ministry, even though it's not what you hoped for.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, Mildred.
We asked Sir Gregory for a chance to shine, and we've got it.
Ring out the leather, too. You do that window, I'll do this.
Yeah. Put our 11s out here on the window ledge, Mildred.
Yeah, righty-ho, sir, but mind how you go. Remember, you're 5 floors up.
Pass the bucket, too. Oh, I say, look, there's Sir Gregory down there walking along the pavement.
Here you are, one. What?
to, you idiot. Look what you've done.
Oh, dear, I've dropped the bucket.
It's going to hit Sir Gregory.
Quick, two,
Yes,
up the ladder.
give me
We'll
a hand.
escape over the roof.
I don't
Come
think
on.
it's all the way.
Muddling through as the men from the Ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley and John Graham. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor.